So we have discussed the four models of governance: hierarchies, markets, networks, and partnerships. Now let's compare them. And the comparison is going to be based on 7 different criteria. And these are: what is the basis of relationship between different stakeholders or decision makers? What is the degree of dependence between different people involved? What is the medium of exchange? What is the economic model at the base of the model of governance? How the conflicts are resolved or how the coordination is done in the model? What is the culture of the model? And lastly, how the accountability is done in the model. Let's discuss them, all of these, one by one. So basis of relationship. So how the different decision makers or stakeholders are linked in a model. So in case of hierarchies, it's the employment relationship. So everybody is employed by the government or by a big business organization. So they are employed by a same organization and their relationship is linked with the economic employment relationship. In case of markets, the basis of relationship is contracts and property rights. So you are dealing with different things. You are dealing with suppliers, you are dealing with consumers. Everybody has a contract. So the relationship is based on a contract. In case of networks, the basis of relationship is resource exchange. So you exchange resources with each other and reach a common point. And in case of partnership, again, you have relationships but in this case, there are limited number of relationships and these are governed by some kind of agreement between different stakeholders. Secondly, we come to the second criteria of comparison: degree of dependence. So in case of hierarchies, everybody is dependent on another one. In case of markets, you have too many options. Consumers, you can get supply from many different suppliers, and consumer can buy things from many different markets or businessmen. So it's more independent. In case of networks, it's interdependence. So everybody is connected, and if you want to get something done, you have to bring all of them together. In case of partnerships, there are 2 or 3 partners and they are codependent. So you have to agree, bring them together and come to a decision. Medium of exchange, the third criteria of comparison. In case of hierarchies, it's the authority. So authority goes from top to bottom. In case of markets, it's the prices. Prices decide what is going to happen. In case of networks, it's the trust. So if there is trust, networks happen, things get done, decisions get made. If there is no trust, there is nothing will happen. No decisions will be made, nothing will be achieved. And in case of partnerships, it's the negotiations. So 2 or 3 different partners, 4 different partners sit together and negotiate what is to be done. If the negotiations are successful, the project is successful. Economic model, in case of hierarchies, the idea is that markets are inefficient and we need public control, because public leaders like politicians and civil servants are good, wise, capable, always looking for national interest. In case of markets, the idea is that public sector is bad. It's let's give power to the people, whether it's suppliers, consumers, or businessmen, and they can think of themselves. And after a while, because of the hidden hand, everything will be set in place and everyone will benefit. In case of networks, it's the service development. So you provide a service in this case. And then in case of partnerships, it's the mixed economy. How do you resolve conflicts in these different models? In case of hierarchies, it's the rules and commands. So you decide, you go to the rule to check who is right between if there are 2 people are fighting. In case of markets, it's haggling, you negotiate, or you go to the courts. In case of networks, it's diplomacy, and in case of partnerships, it's deliberation. So accountability. In case of hierarchies, it's the top down. The top one makes the lower one accountable. In case of markets, it's the contracts. In case of networks, it's the self-reference. And in case of partnerships, accountability is through the negotiations between the different partners.